I really like Nazar Sagata, because hey, he said something once. He was speaking in Bombay, and somebody was sharing. They were asking him like, "Man, I totally get what you're saying. Recognize the self. This is peaceful. Like this is what I want to do. I want to recognize myself, but it's impossible. I can't do that because I keep my experiences that I'm having in life are making me suffer. They're just too heavy. I'm just in Nazar Sagata flipped it. I like when they flip things. He says, it's not your experiences that are making you suffer. He says, you're suffering, you're experiencing. That's what he said. You're suffering, you're experiencing. What does it mean? It means he's not accepting his experiences. He's not accepting the destiny or the karma that is ordained for him to experience while he's in this individual form. His mind has a bunch of commentary around it. This sucks. I don't want this. I can't do this and that because of this, and you know, who knows? Everything. It's all the same talk. It's the same self-talk that we all have. That amplifies the intensity of the negative feelings we have about a certain experience that we don't like. This mental self-talk just amplifies the hell out of that. And then we project this really negative outlook and feeling we have onto the experience and say it must be the experience, whether it be intense chronic health situations or a chronic, you know, dysfunctional family, relationships. I don't have any money, you know, I can't find my life purpose, whatever, doesn't matter. It's the self-talk around it, because I was talking to somebody doing a consult the other day, and he was doing that. And I could tell, man, it reminded me of myself. It's just, the mind is so strong sometimes. It's so strong with its projection and heavy energy and self-obsession around something that it doesn't want. And then that just, it's like you can't climb out of this negative emotion, this soup, this negative soup. Now, for a non-dual, we'll say there's nobody to climb out and there's nothing to climb out of, and yeah, right on, man. But on human life experience, this is what we go through. So I'm trying to address that. I'm talking to the evolving consciousness. What good would it be to just talk to your absolute nature? Like, what, you know? So I'm trying to, because I know what it's like to suffer with these things, and so this is how the life force wants to use me to address those things. So you're suffering your experience. This is why I made the other channel, Transcending Shadows, because I talk more on, you can say, practical level about how to raise the frequency and vibration of our being via Sattvic lifestyle habits, trying to get rid of addictions and attachments and doing introspection to catch out certain things that we might be thinking or doing that's causing us trouble, hanging out with good company, good environments, stop the clubs and the raves or the bars or whatever we do, you know, stop stimulating the nervous system and the dopamine stimulation, all that, because it keeps the frequency lower. So then when the mind does its thing, if we get stuck in some thought loop, some mind stream, we don't have the power to step out of it because our frequency is already down too low, or our vibration, or our level of awareness, whatever word you want to use. We need to be into the height of our being. We need to have this access to this inner power inside, because we're going to get challenged. Can't non-dual everything away. Those that say that, life's going to get you. It's going to get you. So there's a certain respect we have to give to this human practical self. Can't just ignore that and just get drunk and eat pizza and smoke things and look at stuff on the internet and have promiscuous sex all the day, and then all the while just saying like nothing really matters. It's not going to work. So we have to look at things on both practical level and spiritual level. I like balance. So when we do these, when we organize our energies via good lifestyle habits, and things start to become more balanced, then when the mind sends this strong challenge, this strong identity because of past conditioning, to get identified with a certain thought loop about a certain experience that we hate and that it sucks, it's like we could recognize it better. There's awareness now of that happening. It's not just a bunch of words. We actually can see, like, whoa, I know this thought pattern. I've been here before. I've been here who knows how long. So God, we might even pray. Don't be afraid of prayer. Don't non-dual prayer out of your toolbox. I've seen the non-duals say, yeah, there's no need to pray because who you're praying to, and there's no need to have a guru or teacher or devotion because that's all part of the, it's like they get crazy. Only somebody with another big ego or a narcissist is gonna really get down with that type of talk, because it's not holistic, it's not balanced, it's just not. That's a big thing with non-dual and Advaita and some self-inquiry to a certain degree. This lack of humility. Like, where's the humility? There's no humility. A true spiritual evolution is when there's balance. You have knowledge and wisdom, Gani, okay, or non-dual, but it's backed or underpinned or housed in this feeling, this respect for like humility and devotion. Otherwise, you're just weird. Otherwise, it's like too much male. It's like the Advaita is more, you can say, if we're going to talk about masculine, feminine, the Advaita is more of a masculine, approach or understanding. Whereas the devotion, the bhakti, prayer, devotion, that's more, you can say, female. Don't it make sense? If they're fused, doesn't that, it's a little more holistic, isn't it? All right, so back to suffering experiencing. So when your vibration's higher, you can step out of these mind streams a bit easier, and then you start to get good at it. And then the mind will, when it comes like that again, you can probably shake it off, a couple minutes maybe or something, and then you get to where the mind don't even bring it anymore. There's no need. There's certain things, certain karmas, for one person they'd really suffer, and for another they wouldn't. Like somebody who doesn't smoke cigarettes, it's like nothing. Like the mind's not going to try to tempt them with smoking a cigarette. Like they don't like cigarettes. Like why are you like, they won't even reckon, if the thought come about smoking a cigarette, it probably wouldn't even process. Whereas somebody else who has some karma around nicotine, the thought will come and man, they're like, damn it, the thought came again. See, they're suffering their thoughts. I want to do it, but I don't want to do it, and all that. Whereas the other person that is not interested in cigarettes, they're not even thinking about it. But maybe they're interested in coffee. But the nicotine addict, he don't care about coffee. He's like, man, I don't want to stimulate myself. I'm already full on. I need something to calm down. Give me nicotine. No, I need something to stimulate. Give me some coffee. You see, we all got our karma. So I made videos about addiction. That's another example of how people suffer their experience. Because you're trying to overcome an addiction that in your heart you want to overcome, but yet it feels difficult. And you don't like that. And then the mind likes that you don't like it. You see, the mind created the addiction, and then it beats you up for not overcoming it. It's hitting you on both sides. It's how cunning the mind is. Something needs to surrender to the evolutionary process that I keep talking about. Like, you have in your heart, you want to be free of a certain experience or an addiction or attachment, that's enough. You modify your life as best as you can according to natural, healthy lifestyle habits. You raise the vibration, you continue your spiritual practice, which is this checking in to realize, wait, there's just presence. Actually, this presence can't have an addiction. How can it? You can feel on a more superficial level the play of addiction, or the play of you hating your experience. But underneath that, there's this presence that this whole game is happening in. That's a spiritual practice. That means you keep checking into this presence. And if you want to do longer sit-down meditations, that's fine too. Like, there's no rules. Feel how the life force wants to guide you, and then you flow with that, okay? And recognize when you start suffering your experience. Recognize it. Recognize it's, don't blame it on the experience. The mind wants to blame it on the experience. There's no power. We lose our power when we do that. The experience is the experience. The divine ordained this experience. Like they say in the 12 steps, it's a spiritual axiom. Anytime I'm disturbed, no matter what the cause, it's my fault. It's super empowering principle, because it allows you to check in and see, like, what are my thoughts around this? How am I contributing to this negative outlook I have about a certain experience? Is there anything I'm doing? Am I in acceptance of what's happening? Have I surrendered to life and the way it's flowing? Have I accepted and surrendered to that? Or am I fighting it? Feel. No, I'm resisting it. Okay, is that what's causing the suffering of the experience? Yeah, wisdom will dawn on you. We need wisdom. Oh yeah, I see how I'm doing that. I see how I'm like making this whole thing worse. There's some situations, of course, you're not going to enjoy. I mean, we're not stupid here. But am I making it worse with the self-talk and my outlook on it? Yeah, I am. Okay, can you stop doing it? I can try, but I feel super powerless over it. Okay, what can we do to get power? Lifestyle habits, pray, spiritual practice, good company, good videos. Okay, I'm gonna do that. Go to 12-step meetings. Even if you don't have an addiction, just go to them. Go online and be in a room amongst other people who are trying to, where there's some spiritual energy. That breaks this self-obsession. And it allows you to access your inner power, because you can get lost. People get lost in their mind. They need to break that. If you're just sitting home all day with your own mind, you're in trouble. You see, we gotta find a way through that. So that's my message, and that's it. Have a good day. Leave me any questions you have. I do consultations if you feel moved to. My email is on the YouTube banner. Until next time. All right.